Welcome back, guys. Today I've got this small bathroom floor to tile, and I could do these types of floors all day long. There's a bath going in where you see the timber frame. I'm using 60 by 60 tiles. It's a super straightforward job, so let's dive into my process. And keep your eyes peeled for the showcase of my new tiling layout app later on. Okay, so first up, as always, I go around with a 6-foot level looking for high and low points. When I spot a gap under the level, I mark it everywhere I can see daylight coming through. I'll address those spots later with tile adhesive if needed, as long as they are not too extreme. If there was any big bumps, I'd have to look at self-leveling the floor, but this one is pretty flat with just a couple of low points. We've got a perfect substrate here with backerboard on top of chipboard, and we're not looking for absolute level on this one, we just want a nice flat floor. Next, I take the bath, or it could be a shower tray in your case, and check how square it is with the door. It's always nice if you can start with a full tile from the doorway, so I check that first by using my level and measuring back from either side of the door frame. This one was pretty square, but if it wasn't, I'd have to switch tack and just square from the bath, and the door would be what it would be. Focal items like baths and shower trays ideally need to look square with your tiling, as that's where the eye goes. Next, I grab a couple of tiles and lay them down on the floor with 2mm spacers to start taking measurements. It's always good to use some tiles to measure when setting out for not only visual purposes, but it's crucial to measure with actual tiles because, as you may know, they're sometimes not actually the size they claim to be. As ideally I want a full tile starting at the door, I put my tape roughly where the tile needs to start and measure back with 2 full tiles. I can use that mark to measure to with my tiles to see how the cuts work out. It's not the biggest cut I get against the bath, but it will actually come out quite a bit past this point, so I'm fine with that. Then I use the measurement of that cut to see what I get at the back of the room. And as you can see here, it was a bit off of a full tile, so all good so far. Since the door opens outwards, I need the tile to start somewhere between these marks, so the transition between the outer floor and bathroom floor is hidden under the door. Going 2 tiles back lands me at this mark, and this is the cut I'll have against the bath, and this is the cut I'd have against the back wall. So I'm pretty happy with the width. Now for the length. So first up, I centre the room and mark the middle, double checking it from both sides. Using my tape from the centre mark, I see what the cuts would be with a full tile at either side of the mark first. The cuts look good, but straight away I see a problem where there may be a small sliver going into the door area. So next I'll check what centre of the tile is like from the room's centre mark. Now that one again has decent cuts on either side, but now the sliver is on the other side of the door area. Also, I'm not a big fan of the joint running through the door area not centred, as I think it looks a bit weird. So other options had to be explored there, like a full tile from the door pillar or from the toilet wall. My mind still wasn't made up, so I decided to take some marks from the door to lay out the tiles for the width, so that way I could visually see the set out better. So this was my 4th option to come centre of the actual door. So I replicated that measurement and put the tiles where they would sit, and even though the cut is not the biggest by the toilet, this just feels more right because the door is pretty much in the centre of the room. Now this is why tile set out is so subjective. Different size tiles and layouts, etc. I have at least 4 different ways I could set this room out, but with the door being in the middle, this just feels like the right way to go. So in this situation, I just presented each layout to the builder to help make the decision, and we both agreed centre of the door layout was the way to go. But this is actually a great segue for my new tile layout app, which I've been working on. Instead of me going backwards and forwards in this room trying different layouts, look how much easier this makes the set out process. I select the shape, a T shape in this case. I enter the room measurements for a scaled layout of the floor. I enter the tile size. These porcelain tiles are actually 61 by 61 centimeters. The 2mm spacer is good and the pattern is straight. Click and generate instantly gives me a scaled tile layout grid. Let's add the bar frame in our case by entering its measurements and dragging it into place. I can add the room's centre lines, and now I have a complete scale layout of the room with tiles. And now it's easy to spot things like the small sliver by the door when centred on a tile. And here you can see the layout I'm going to go for with everything corresponding to real world. So this is a game changer for saving time and planning tile layouts for different size rooms and shapes, and even the dreaded herringbone pattern. Everything can be rotated and adjusted. And if you're interested, I'll have details on how the app will be available very soon, guys. So back to the tiling. Now that I'm happy with the layout, I just need to draw a starting line. I can tackle this floor in 2 sections, working from the back out of the door. With some tiles laid for reference, I start from the next one up, and here's how I do it. I place a tile with spacers, ensuring the already laid tiles don't move. Once set, I carefully remove the extra tiles, leaving one perfectly square tile in place. With that tile steady, I use my long level, hold it firm against it, and then slide the tile out the way. Then I can draw my square starting line. Then I transfer the centre mark from the door, and that's it. I'm going to have 2 pipe cuts to mark, but it's all pretty straightforward from there. I won't do any pre-cutting on this one, I'm just going to go for it. Aside from my angle grinder and tile cutter, these are the only tools I need. 10mm and 6mm trowels plus levelling clips are the main thing. I've mixed up a full bag of adhesive as I'm going to spread a fair whack of the floor. I use a 10mm notch trowel for the floor and a 6mm trowel for the back of the tile. This is my standard for large format porcelain tiles, ensuring great contact and coverage for a high traffic area. And I'll always leave a couple of millimeters from the spread line so I can see it clearly when placing the tile. There's a directional arrow on the back of these tiles, so I mark the face and lay them all in the same direction. I apply a 6mm spread evenly, keeping the trowel ribs in line with the floor's direction. Then I place the tile on either side of the door centre mark, just lining it up with the spread line. Then giving it a good push and a wiggle. I don't mess with it too much though until I get a few tiles down. So on to the next one. That goes down in the exact same way. I clean off any adhesive from the tile and joint, add 2mm spacers, and then I loosely add the levelling clips, using my level to make sure the 2 tiles are flat and my rubber mallet for any whacking that is required. I can then just use my level as a straight edge and make sure the tiles are square on my tile line. Great, so on to the first cut. A couple of ways you can do this. I switch between different methods, but you can use your tape to get a couple of marks, allowing for some play, or use an offcut of a tile like I'm doing here, flipping it to mark either end, making sure the cut edge will be against the wall. And this is generally a quicker method for marking tiles. Then I just line up the marks on my Sigma cutter, then easily scribe and snap it. Then she's ready to go. I hover it over for a quick test, then spread the back, then it's good to go in, using the same methods as before. Now I've got a couple of tiles down, I can measure and make sure they are all properly squared up. So I went ahead and filled the ones near the bath in, and I can move on to the radiator pipe L cut. First I cut the tile to size. I can then start taking some measurements for the L shape. Again, plenty of ways you can do this. Using my tape worked best for me in this situation. Then I can draw the shape on the tile using my level and set square. For the rad pipe, it's more accurate and easier if I can get a line up the side of the tile. So I just clean the excess adhesive off and I can use my level to mark to. So using my tape and level, I mark either side of the pipe. I transfer those marks to the tile, and I do that for the length and the width. I can then just use my square to connect them up and make a box where my hole will be. And as these pipes have end caps, 30mm would be the right size hole cutter to use. I scribe down the longest part of the L shape and I'll angle grind the shortest part. Then I can simply pinch off the rest of the L shape as I've scribed it. I remove any leftover debris in the corner with the tip of the angle grinder. Now for the hole. I just attach the core bit to my angle grinder, aim it at the square box and press down firmly. As this is a new bit, it will fly through the tile, and there we go. I give it a quick placement test before I get too excited, then I can just get that stuck down and fill in the rest of the patch using the same methods. Just check in and making sure I keep everything square against my level. From there it's just a case of working back, doing a side at a time like this if you have to be able to reach in the corners. And then it's just the door cuts to go, and I'll show you how to mark these. It's good to use an offcut to line up with your tile and draw a square line. This gives you something accurate to mark to when you have a cut like this. Now this makes marking the L cut with a notch out for the door frame pretty easy. Again, I'm just marking from the wall to my tile line to get my L shape. I can then just do the exact same thing for the door frame to mark the mini L shape inside. Connect all your marks up and you have your shape to cut out. Again, cut it and test it using the methods shown before, and you'll end up with something like this. A nice straightforward bathroom, and I think it was the right choice to centre the tile between the door. It just looks right with where it's positioned. Now, like I say, a floor like this is pretty basic as long as the floor is pretty flat, and even I didn't have any issues with my low spots, especially with a 10 and 6mm trowel combo. So following these methods should give you a good idea of how to do it for yourself. And using 60x60 tiles on a backerboard substrate is just the perfect match for any floor tiling. You can't go that far wrong. Well, I hope you found that useful, guys. Sorry it's taken a bit of time to get this latest video out. I've had my head down in coding for the tile app, which I'll have more information on very soon. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.